Today, we will continue our Vraja Mandal Parikrama and we'll walk from Sri Adi Badrinath to Kamyavan, going via Vraja Kedarnath. So there is
Hare
Badrinath, there
Krishna.
is also Kedarnath.
Harivo.
Om
Timirandhasya
Jnanatimirandhasya
Jnananjana
Shalakaya
Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
So we wish all of you a very, very happy Deepavali, Shubha Deepavali to everyone.
Hare
Hare
Krishna. So we welcome all of our wonderful devotees who have joined us over Facebook Live, devotees who have joined us over YouTube Live, and dear devotees who have joined us over Zoom. We welcome each and every one of you to this day 16 of Sri Vraja Meditations 2.0. Before we move forward, we'd like to announce and congratulate the participants of the quiz session from yesterday. We'd like to congratulate Hari Prasad Prabhu, Mother Amrita Radhika, Anjudi, Simantadvip Prabhu, and Vaijayanti Lalita Mataji, Mitanjali Pradhan Mataji, Nutan Purohit Mataji, Hari Krishna Madhali Prabhu, and Ananga Mohini Gopika.
So today we will discuss in day 16 of Sri Vraja Meditations 2.0, why did Vrinda Devi not leave Sri Vraja Mandal? Then we walk from Sri Adi Badri Dham to Sri Kamyavan via Vraja Kedarnath Dham. There is Badrinath becomes Adi Badrinath in Vraja, and Kedarnath becomes Vraja Kedarnath.
Haribo.
Then we go to Adi Kedarnath, Charan Pahadi, with the lotus footprints of Lord Krishna on this mountain. Luki Kunda, Gaya Kunda, Kamyavan. Then we go to Sri Sri Radha MadanMohan temple in Karoli, and sorry, in Kamyavan. Radha Govinda temple is also there where they resided for some time before going to Rajasthan, going to Jaipur. Vrinda Devi temple, who stayed back, and Sri Sri Radha Gopinath temple, 84 pillars called Chaurasi Khamba, Yashoda Kunda, Kameshwar Mahadev, Vimala Kunda, and that's where we stay for next 2 nights at Vimala Kunda. And then we offer our heartfelt prayers at these Lila Sthalis. We discuss the glories of Kartik and Japa tips with a sweet pastime to enhance our Japa.
And again, we wish everyone a very, very happy Deepavali, Shubha Deepavali. So before we start our parikrama, let us offer our obeisances at our starting point here at Sri Adi Badrinath Dham, where we had beautiful darshan of the blinking Sri Adi Badrinarayan ji. So before we start our parikrama, we take blessings of Sri Sri Radha Damodar. We take blessings from Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Vargas, begging them to allow us to complete Sri Vraja Mandal Parikrama. So we understand that by doing this parikrama, we are actually engaging in Pada Sevanam.
By walking in the Lord's holy Dham, we are directly serving the lotus feet of the Lord. And let us pray, O Lord Damodar, just as Mother Yashoda bound you with the rope of her love, we beg you to please allow us to bind you and your dearest Sri Radhe in our hearts with our loving parikrama. With this wonderful prayer, feeling deeply ecstatic, we will continue our parikrama. Today is a long walk of around 28 kilometers. And while doing Kirtan, we arrive at our first destination today, which is Sri Vraja Kedarnath. And we arrive at this Vraja Kedarnath, crossing through fields after fields. It's a 12-kilometer walk to reach Kedarnath. You can see so many fields, and it's such a wonderful view just below the Kedarnath mountain. Just like Krishna manifested Rishikesh, he manifested Sri Adi Badrinath, Gangotri and Yamunotri, which we went yesterday. Similarly, Krishna also manifested Sri Kedarnath Dham here in Sri Vraja Mandala. Kedarnath is the name of Lord Shiva. And when we cross all these fields, it leads us to a stone stairway up 270 steps up to the top of the hill. Just like in Himalayas, when we go for Kedarnath Yatra and Badrinath Yatra, we have to really climb a lot. After one place, the vehicles cannot go. We either walk or we use a horse or something of that sort. But here there are 270 steps. On top, we take darshan of the self-manifested Shiva Linga here, who came under the request of Lord Krishna. And this is inside a very natural cave. We cannot walk into the cave. We have to actually crawl into the cave to take darshan of Lord Shiva.
Harivo.
So let us offer our humble obeisances to Lord Shiva here, who is Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu, the greatest amongst the Vaishnavas, so we can serve our spiritual master and please them. In front of the hill, there is a Kunda in front of Vraja Kedarnath, which is called as Gauri Kunda. And so from here, we take the blessings of Lord Shiva. We have breakfast prasadam here, and we take a rest, a little bit of a rest, before we continue walking, and we reach Charan Pahadi.
So as we can see here, devotees, they just, lie down also on the side of the road, every devotee, they just kind of take rest. It's perfectly all right. There's, of course, it's not the main roads. It is, not that main trucks are passing by, but this is how the parikrama goes, that, everyone is relaxing in the loving association of the devotees, and then we take some rest, and then we continue to walk. So this Charan Pahadi, as we can see, there's a lot of climbing. Starting from today, there's quite a bit of climbing. And this hill is on the left of the path where we travel from Bilond to Kamyavan. It is said that the footprints of Sri Krishna can be seen on top of that temple that we see there. We can see the footprints of the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. And we again have to go up some steps going up to this temple. And it is said that Sri Krishna, he would come here to herd his cows and his calves. And at one day, what happened is the cows, they were just going here and there, and they were not coming. As the evening was growing nearer, Krishna and his friends, they got concerned. So Krishna, he just closed his eyes and smilingly, he started playing on his flute. And the sweet melody of Krishna's flute, it attracted all the cows and the calves, and all of them ran to Krishna. The sheer ecstasy of the flute melted the stones here, it is said. And when the cows came near, we can see that Krishna has rested his lotus feet on one of the stones, and that stone has melted, because Krishna's flute has that potency that it can not only melt, our stone-like hearts, but it can actually also melt actual stones. So here is the beautiful impression. We can see the little red outline of the little lotus feet of Sri Krishna. Let us take the dust of the lotus feet of Sri Krishna upon our heads. There's also a beautiful temple here at the foothills of the Charan Pahadi, but the main temple is here atop on the hill, climbing many, many steps. I remember we were so tired that we couldn't climb up, but Prabhu, he just ran all the way up. Prabhu literally ran all the way up. And he just, took darshan. He brought the dust and he brought and put on our head, and we took darshan in this way. Jai Shri Shri Charan Chinna ki Jai. Shri Krishna Kanhaiya Lal ki Jai.
So from here, after having this darshan of the lotus feet of Sri Krishna Charan Pahadi, we come to Luki Kunda. Luki means hide and seek. Here, Krishna used to hide from the gopis and then surprise them in a unique way. One time when Krishna was playing here with his cowherd friends, when Srimati Radharani came to the other side of the Kunda to get water, Krishna, on seeing Srimati Radharani, dived very quietly under the water and then caught hold of Radharani's lotus feet while she was in the waters taking waters in her water pot. That surprised and frightened Srimati Radharani. And then Krishna came up and started laughing. So the water here used to be so clear that Krishna would be able to distinguish Srimati Radharani's lotus feet from the rest of the gopis. But all in all, it was a good fun. And if Srimati Radharani's lotus feet were not in the water, he would give a good scare to Srimati Radharani, Lalita, or Vishakha, or the other gopis when the opportunity was presented. So this is the Luki Kunda. And then from here we come to Gaya Kunda. Gaya is Bodh Gaya is the place where Gautam Buddha in near Bihar, he got self-realization. There is that tree also, Bodhisattva they call. And that same Gaya is here in the western outskirts of the town of Kama. Nanda Maharaj would come and offer oblations to his forefathers here because the Bodh Gaya Tirtha near Bihar is very famous. It's very famous for Buddhism, but for Vedic culture, it's important for offering oblations to the forefathers. So Nanda Maharaj would come here where Krishna arranged a Bodh Gaya Tirtha, Kunda, right here, where Nanda Maharaj could offer oblations. So we see that all the dhams are present in Sri Vraja Dham. The Vraja Dham is the mother of all dhams.
Haribo. And from Gaya Tirtha, while taking the waters of Gaya Tirtha upon our head, we now walk towards Kamyavan. We enter into this sixth forest of Sri Vrindavan Dham. From fifth forest was Vrindavan. Let us take a quick recap of all the forests we visited so far. Can anyone type which was the first forest of Vrindavan that we visited? The first forest, anybody? We visited Madhuvan. Yes, thank you, Hari Prasad Prabhu. Second one was the forest of lotuses. That was the second forest. No, sorry, that was the third forest. Second forest is the forest of palm trees, Talvan. Then third is Kumudvan. Fourth is Bahulavan. Fifth, where is Radha Kund, where we are coming from, that is Vrindavan. And today we are in the sixth forest. We are entering the sixth forest, which is Kamyavan. Jai Shri Kamyavan ki Jai.
The word Kamya means extremely beautiful, well adorned, or very attractive. And so this forest within Vraja Mandala is a most charming pastime place of Sri Krishna. Many pleasant lakes, wells, ponds, trees, creepers, flowers, fruits, and so many different species of birds. They contribute to the extraordinary beauty of Sri Kamyavan. Hence, it's called Kama or Kamyavan.
Haribo.
This is the place where Krishna performed many of his childhood pastimes. And according to the Vishnu Purana, there are 84 sacred ponds, 84 temples, and 84 pillars, which is the home of the Pandavas in Kamyavan.
Haribo.
So the name Kamyavan derives from Kama. Kama means desire. One can have all one's wishes fulfilled here, and according to Adi Varaha Puran, one becomes worthy of being glorified in the Lord's abode.
Hare Krishna.
In the Puranas, it is said that the forest of Kamyavan fulfills the innermost desires of the soul. In this Kamyavan, Krishna performed enchanting pastimes. Here, we will be able to take darshan of many kundas, many Lila Sthalis. So, in this most auspicious place, we offer our prayers to the wish fulfilling forest of Kamyavan. Let us pray to fulfill our desire for pure devotional service and for the selfless desire to please our spiritual masters and satisfy the Lord and his devotees, because the fulfillment of any other desire will eventually only bring frustration in our life. So let us take darshan of the main temples in Kamyavan and let us pray here as we take every step here in Kamyavan and take darshan of the beautiful deities, that may Shri Radhe allow us to engage in the service of our spiritual masters and please them eternally.
Haribo. So we first arrive here to this temple of Sri Radha MadanMohan. Now, rock paved streets, this is the interior parikrama of Kamyavan that we are doing today. So there are rock paved streets that lead to this Brajbasi home where Sri Radha MadanMohan, they live till today. And here we can take darshan of the Pratibhu or the replica deities of Srila Sanatan Goswami. So even in Vrindavan, we saw the replica deities, and we know that the original deities, they are in Karoli. They were moved to Karoli. So these, but Sri Radha MadanMohan, they actually live here also. So while Madan Mohan was here, it is said that when the king of Jaipur was moving these three principal deities of Gaudiya Vaishnavas from Vraja to Jaipur during the Mughal attacks, the deities actually from Vrindavan, when they started, they stopped at two places. First was at Radha Kund. They stayed for 2 nights in Radha Kund, and then they came here to Kamyavan and they stayed for 3 nights at Kamyavan, and then they went from here to Jaipur. So it is said that one time when Madan Mohan was living here, at that time there was a motherly gopi who caught Madan Mohan stealing butter. And she told Madan Mohan, you stole butter from my house, so from your punishment is that you can never ever leave my house. So till today, Madan Mohan, if we visit Kamyavan, we will see that it is not a temple, but it is actually the home of a Brajbasi. And it's that same gopi who had hosted Madan Mohan when they were being moved. So Madan Mohan kept his promise, and he is staying at the home of this Brajbasi even till today. The Pratibhu deities of Sri Radha MadanMohan are here.
So from Sri Sri Radha MadanMohan temple, we go to Sri Sri Radha Govinda temple, which is situated in the center of the town of Kama, and the deities of Sri Sri Radha Govinda and Vrinda Devi are installed here. This is the most famous temple of Kamyavan. The Pratibhu or the replica deities of Sri Sri Radha Govinda are here, indicating that they stayed here before for 4 days, 3 days before moving to Jaipur. But Vrinda Devi, she was also brought here to temporarily stay with Radha Govinda Dev before moving to Jaipur. But Vrinda Devi refused to leave from here. She didn't want to leave Vrajadham. She said, I'm safe here in the outskirts. We will share the details of Sri Vrinda Devi in our Japa tips section today. So stay tuned.
Haribo.
From there, we come to Sri Sri Radha Gopinath Mandir. Here also the Pratibhu or the replica deities of the worshipable deities of Sri Madhu Pandit are here. Here we see, if we see Sri Gopinath is in the center, and on either side are two deities of Srimati Radharani. There is a beautiful pastime why Sri Gopinath has two Radhikas. Actually, one of them is Radhika and the other is Ananga Manjari.
So Srimati Radharani, as we all know, that she always stands on the left of Krishna. So Srimati Radharani is on the left of Krishna. And how did Ananga Manjari, how did she come on the right of Krishna? There's a beautiful pastime to explain that. So Sri Janava Mata, who is the eternal consort of Lord Sri Nityananda Ram. And she is the combined incarnation. It is said in Kali Yuga, Janava Mata is the combined incarnation of Revati and of Ananga Manjari. So it is said that after the disappearance of Lord Sri Nityananda Ram, Janava Mata, she was actually empowered to continue the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. She was in fact the first Acharya of our Sampradaya. And she was the first person who organized the first ever Gaura Purnima celebrations. And she also organized and led the first book distribution service. And under her divine guidance, the Goswami literatures used to be distributed. So she was a very, very, very powerful Acharya. And Janava Mata, she would spend time both in Bengal and she would also be here in Vrindavan in organizing the preaching activities. Janava Mata, actually, when she would be in Vrindavan, she would spend a lot of her time, especially her last days, she spent here in Kamyavan. And when she was here in Kamyavan, she would stay in the temple of Sri Gopinathji and she would very lovingly serve Sri Sri Radha Gopinathji. One day, Janava Mata was just going around in the temple and Sri Gopinath caught hold of the end of Janava Mata's sari, her achal, her pallu, caught the end of her sari and pulled her and made her sit on his right. So, and the door was closed. The door was automatically closed right after that. Then when the devotees, when they opened the door of the temple, they actually found that Janava Devi had transformed into a golden deity who manifested herself on Gopinathji's right side. Therefore, we see that Ananga Manjari is standing in a dancing pose on Gopinathji's right side. She's very, very enchanting to behold. She is smaller. We can see the difference that Srimati Radharani is taller a little bit and Ananga Manjari is a little shorter. So let us take beautiful darshan of Sri Sri. These deities are lovingly called here in Kamyavan. Of course, they are Radha Gopinath ji, but they are also very lovingly addressed as Ananga Kanai Rai, which means we are celebrating the worshipful devotion of Srimati Radharani's younger sister, Srimati Ananga Manjari, along with Kanai, who is Gopinath, and Rai is Srimati Radharani. So Ananga, Kanai, Rai ki
Shri Shri
jai.
Shri Ananga Kanai Rai ki jai.
Jai.
So from here we go to Chaurasi Khamba, which is the place of 84 pillars. Just like we are doing Vraja Mandal Parikrama, that's Chaurasi Kos, which means Chaurasi Kroshas, 84 Kroshas is about 96 miles, but it's called Chaurasi Kos. There are Chaurasi pillars, Khamba, which is 84 pillars, and then there is Chaurasi Lakh Yoni, which is 8.4 million species of life. This was the place of Nanda Maharaj. Nanda Baba had a palace in 3 different places. One in Nandagram was the most important one, was the major one where he would stay. Next was his palace in Mahavan, Gokul, where he used to stay before they moved to Nandagaon because of the demons coming in, which even in Gokul Mahavan, that palace has 84 pillars. And the third one is here. This was his vacation place, vacation palace, where he would come at Kamyavan with Krishna and Balaram and Nandi and Yashoda. In fact, Nanda Maharaj used to hold court here as well. Nanda Maharaj and his brothers, Upananda, Abhinanda, Sunanda, and Nandana. These 4 brothers, along with Nanda Maharaj, would sit and hold assembly at this place in Chaurasi Khamba. When Nanda Maharaj used to sit on his throne, he would have Krishna and Balaram sit on either side of him, and then he would gravely decide upon matters concerning his kingdom.
Haribo.
When we were there last time, a local Vrajbasi boy, around 12 or 13, he actually showed us around this Chaurasi Khamba, and all the pillars have different pastimes of Krishna carved on it. And Krishna dancing on Kalia, one pillar has Krishna lifting over the hill, another pillar has Krishna stealing butter. And after we completed going around all those 84 pillars, the Vrajvasi boy told us, if anyone goes around these 84 khambas or 84 pillars, then they become freed from the 8.4 million species of life and go to the spiritual abode of Krishna, Goloka Vrindavan.
Haribo.
And he was just a simple Brajvasi boy, very little. We were so amazed by the knowledge and devotion of this little Brajvasi boy. The knowledge that he was actually sharing is not even taught in great big universities. But this little boy knows from his childhood what is the purpose of life. And so we begged him to bless us with Krishna Prema, Brajvasi boy. And we would hear when he was showing us the different pillars, devotees were sitting in the middle, other devotees who had come for the Vraja Mandal Parikrama, and they were singing Gopinath, Mamani Vedana Shuno, Vishai Durjana, Shada Kamarata, Vishai Durjana, Shada Kamarata, Kichu nahi mora guna. Gopinath, 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 Gopinath. And whenever this last line was sung, this boy would just dance. He was showing us the pillars and he would just suddenly start dancing as soon as that last line was sung. So he was a very happy-go-lucky Vrajvasi boy, just free of all the worries and just engrossed in Krishna's pastimes and Krishna's holy names.
Hari Hari Bol.
So from here we come to Yashoda Kund. Krishna came here while herding his cows. Mother Yashoda would miss Krishna so much that she just couldn't wait for him to come home. But sometimes she would catch up with him in Kamyavan here, where she would come on the pretext of taking her afternoon bath at Yashoda Kunda.
Jai, Jai, Jai. Just see the attachment of Mother Yashoda. Even though she knows that Krishna won't come back till evening, she could not wait that, I can't see my Lala till the day's end. I have to go and meet him. So on the pretext of taking a bath in the afternoon, she would come here to Kamyavan and take bath here. And thus she would come and embrace Krishna. And Krishna would say, Maya, what you doing here? Why did you come? And Maya would say, no, Lala, I'm not here to disturb you. You go play with your sakhas. I'm just here to take my bath. But Mother Yashoda would just feast her eyes upon seeing Krishna playing with his cowherd boyfriends. Hari bol, Jai Yashoda Maiya ki Jai, Krishna Kanhaiya Lal ki Jai. So from Yashoda Kund, we now enter into the city of Kamyavan, where Kameshwar Mahadev temple is located. And Kameshwar Mahadev is one of the 4 Shiva deities who are protecting Vraja Dham. Remember the 4 Shiva lingas? So Kameshwar Mahadev is one of the 4 who was installed by Maharaj Vajranabh himself to protect Vraja Dham. And Lord Shiva, he is known for easily fulfilling the desires of his worshippers. He is Ashutosh. And here, especially Kamyavan, the word Kama, as we discussed, it means desires. And Lord Shiva is called here as Kameshwar because he fulfills all of our desires. And this temple is actually located on the east of the town. It is one of the most important Shiva temples in all of Rajadham. In fact, Maharaj Vrishabhanu used to come here to worship Lord Shiva here, to worship Kameshwar Mahadev. And he would pray to Kameshwar Mahadev to please grant him children. And in answer to his prayer, Kameshwar Mahadev blessed him that first he found Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani was found by him on a golden lotus. And then her sister, Sri Radhe's sister, Ananga Manjari was born. And then her brother, Sri Dama, was thus born. So we see here that Kameshwar Mahadev is the fulfiller of all one's desires.
So we pray here at Sri Kameshwar Mahadev that since you are very merciful and by your mercy we can also receive the blessings and have all our desires fulfilled here in the forests of Kamyavan. Kama means desires, and Lord Shiva is called Kameshwar because he can fulfill all spiritual desires. Let us sincerely pray here for service to our gurus, and may our sincere services please them eternally.
So we see here that on all of our behalf, Baba is actually pouring water on the head of Kameshwar Mahadev. So let us, pray here to Kameshwar to please listen to our sincere appeal that may we serve our spiritual masters and please them eternally. Jai Shri Kameshwar Mahadev ki Jai. Next, we arrive at the place where we will camp for 2 nights here in Kamyavan. We come to Vimala Kunda. In fact, Vimala Kunda, remember we said that Kamyavan has 84 different kundas here, and we just saw only a few. It's impossible to see all 84. But out of those 84, this Vimala Kunda is said to be the most significant out of the 84 kundas in Kamyavan. It's in fact named after King Vimala, who is said to have 10 million beautiful daughters. 10 million beautiful daughters. And this is one of the most beautiful, it is one of the most important kundas of Sri Vrajadham, which was said to be actually formed by the loving tears of these 10 million daughters of King Vimala. Because the daughters of King Vimala, they had heard the glories of Krishna. And, they were praying to Krishna to please appear in front of them so that they would be able to see Krishna. And Krishna fulfilled their desire and he appeared to them, and he had wonderful pastimes with the daughters of King Vimala, who is actually the king of Sindh, which is, of course, now in Pakistan. And their strong desire to be with Krishna was fulfilled by Krishna at this place. And that is why this place came to be known as Vimala Kunda. And this pastime is described in the Bhavishya Puran. In fact, Krishna enjoyed beautiful pastimes here with the 10 million daughters of King Vimala. It's also said that Krishna and the cowherd boys would play here, and the water, in the waters of Vimala Kunda, and the cows would be so refreshed when they would drink the waters of Vimala Kunda. And Krishna, he also performed beautiful rasa dance here along with the gopis and Srimati Radharani.
In the Adi Varaha Puran, it is said that by bathing in this Vimala Kunda, all the sins are destroyed. So we take bath in Vimala Kunda very respectfully, and we'll stay at Kamyavan for the next 2 nights. Along with Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, we take here rest here again, as we said, in this desire-fulfilling forest of Sri Kamyavan.
Haribo.
So now let's discuss a quote on Glories of Kartik. Sri Hari Bhakti Vilas says, those who light a lamp in the temple of Lord Vishnu in this month of Kartik will be blessed with all good fortune. Such a devotional act attracts the mercy of Srimati Radharani upon that person, and their dormant pure love for Krishna is reawakened.
Hari Haribo.
So in this month, again, we'll share a pastime of the Lord which we can meditate upon before we start chanting our japa. And we'll see that our japa will be elevated to a different level altogether. So are we ready for this beautiful japa pastime, entering into the mood of Vraja Lila? As we are here in Sri Kamyavan, we will discuss about the glories of Sri Vrinda Devi, who is the presiding deity of not only Kamyavan, but also the principal servitor of Sri Vrajadham. When the 3 original deities of Vrindavan, Radha MadanMohan, Radha Govinda, and Radha Gopinath, along with Vrinda Devi, were taken from Vrindavan to Jaipur to avoid being destroyed by the Yavanas, the Muslim rulers. These 3 deities, along with Vrinda Devi, stayed in Kamyavan for 3 nights. Since these deities stayed here, we saw during our parikrama, the internal parikrama of Kamyavan, how these 3 temples have been established here, dedicated to Sri Sri Radha MadanMohan, Sri Sri Radha Govinda, and Sri Sri Radha Gopinath, also called as Sri 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 Ananga Kanarai.
Haribo.
However, even though all these 3 deities after 3 nights were then transferred to Jaipur and Karoli, Vrinda Devi refused to leave Sri Vrajadham. And she decided to continue to stay here in Kamyavan to continue her eternal service to the divine couple, Sri Sri Radha Krishna. This is the love. This is the dedication. This is the chastity that Vrinda Devi manifests to Sri Vrajadham. And she did not care for her personal safety and refused to leave Vrajadham.
Haribo.
In fact, this deity of Vrinda Devi was originally installed by Vajranab 4,900 years ago. And if you have her darshan from her lotus feet all the way up to her lotus face, our eyes will be fixated. She has a special hypnotic potency. How her eyes are so real. She just enters into our soul. And then this deity, even though it was installed by Vajranab 4,900 years ago, she was rediscovered by Srila Rupa Goswami in Vrindavan. And he installed this deity in a small temple next to the Radha Govinda temple in Vrindavan. So Radha Govinda, Vrinda Devi in Vrindavan together. Later, again, like we said, due to the fear of the attack on the temples of Vrindavan by these Yavanas, the king of Jaipur decided to take Vrinda Devi, Radha Gopinath, Radha MadanMohan, Shri Shri Radha Govinda to Jaipur. They reached Kamyavan, but Vrinda Devi refused to go any further and leave Vraja Dham.
So Vrinda Devi, she is actually an expansion, a direct expansion of Srimati Radharani. And Srimati Radharani, she is so dear to Srimati Radharani. And Srimati Vrinda Devi's partial expansion is also Tulasi Devi in Goloka Vrindavan. And Vrinda Devi is an intimate associate and girlfriend of Srimati Radharani. And she is the one who arranges the secret meetings of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna.
According to the Goswamis, Vrinda Devi has a very elevated and unique position in Sri Sri Radha Krishna's pastimes. She arranges the secret and intimate meetings of Srimati Radharani and Sri Krishna. In fact, without Vrinda Devi's mercy, it is not possible to enter into these confidential pastimes, even as a listener in the audience. So here we see Vrinda Devi having a reddish complexion. It is explained that once Sri Krishna became extremely pleased with the arrangements done by Srimati Vrinda Devi, that he came in front of Vrinda Devi and pulled at her cheeks, saying, "Oh, my dearly beloved one, you have done such enchanting arrangements for Sri Radhe. I'm so, so happy." And Vrinda Devi, she just blushed receiving this sweet compliment from Krishna. And that's why she appears red here.
Harivo. And if we take darshan of her beautiful lotus hands, we see that they are in the receiving mudra. Both her lotus hands are spread out like this. If we notice that it is said to be in the receiving mudra, which signifies that she is actually taking all of her imperfect services. She's purifying them and she's offering them in a pure way to Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. In fact, we are very fortunate that, this photograph of Vrinda Devi, if you notice carefully, there's a sari that she's wearing, and this was the first offering that we did to her. And the pujari immediately, he put on this sari to Vrinda Devi, and then last time that we were there, we offered her this red sari, and the pujari again mercifully immediately put it on to Vrinda Devi. So let us pray here to Sri Vrinda Devi that just as how she demonstrates her chastity to Sri Sri Radha Krishna without caring for her own life and safety, may we also be able to completely dedicate our lives at the lotus feet of our spiritual masters, and we understand their mood. Let us pray to her that we can understand, just like how she, understanding the mood of Radha and Krishna, she arranges for all these divine pastimes. So in similar way, let us try to beg her for her mercy, so that we can also try to understand the mood of our spiritual master and thus carry out their instructions for their pleasure eternally. So we will conclude today's session by discussing the 8 prominent names of Srimati Vrinda Devi.
First, Vrindavani, one who first manifested in Vrindavan.
Vrinda, which means the goddess of all plants.
Vishwa Pujita, one who the whole universe worships.
Pushpasara, which means the topmost of all flowers, without whom Krishna does not look upon any other flowers.
Nandini, she gives happiness to everyone.
Krishna Jivani, the life and soul of Lord Krishna.
Vishwa Pavani, one who purifies the 3 worlds.
And last name is Tulasi, which means one who has no comparison. Jai Bhakti Devi Srimati Vrinda Devi ki Jai. So we were actually very fortunate to receive this skirt Mahaprasad from Vrinda Devi, the one that she has worn. And we were showing this to Srila Jayapataka Maharaj, who was so happy to see this actual skirt worn by Vrinda Devi from this temple, from this deity. We had the great fortune of having that skirt with us. So with this, we conclude our session today, and we will sing a very beautiful bhajan, which is actually dedicated to Sri Vrinda Devi. And we dedicate our bhajan to our dearest Rasika and her family, our dearest Nutan Mataji and her family, our dearest Anjudi and her family, our dearest Hemangi Mataji's family, our dearest brother and his family, dearest Bhakti Mataji and Krishna Sharanam Prabhu, our dearest Hari Prasad Prabhu and his family, the family of our dearest Amrita Radhika, and our dearest Keshavi and her family, and the devotees of Sikandrabad, Hyderabad congregation, and little Mehek.
May the Supreme Lord Nrsingadev grant protection and fearlessness to everyone. And we request everyone to please offer your lamps to Shri Shri Radha Damodar during the bhajan. And it would be wonderful if you can turn on your cameras so that everyone can take darshan.
Haribo. So this is Vrinda Devyashtakam, which is written by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, praying to Sri Vrinda Devi. Gangeya champeya tade dvinde roche pravahasna pitatma vrinde bandhuka bandhu dyuti Divyavaso Vrinde Namaste Charanaravindam Bimbadharodi Tvara Mandahasya Nasagramukta Dyuti Dipitasye Vichitra Ratna Bhara Nashriya Dhye Vrinde कृष्णस्य वृन्दावना धन्यधाम्नि दत्ताधिकारे वृषभानुपुत्र्या वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम् त्वदाज्ञया पल्लवा पुष्पभृङ्गा मृगादिभिर्माधवा केलिकुञ्जा मध्वादिभिर्भान्ति विभूष्यमाना वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम् त्वदीयादुत्येन निकुञ्जायुनो अत्युत्क्ययो केलि विलाससिद्धि त्वच्छौभगं केन निरुच्यतमात् वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम् साभिलाषो वसतिश्च वृन्द वने त्वदीशाङ्घ्रि सरोजसेवा लभ्य च पुंसा कृपा या तव वैव वृन्दे नमस्ते च चरणारविन्दम् त्वं कीर्त्यसे सात्वा ततन्त्रवेद्भिः लीलाभिधाना किल कृष्ण शक्ति तवैव मूर्तिस्तु लसि लोके वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम् भक्त्या विहीनापराधा लक्षये क्षिप्तश्च कामादिता रङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि त्वां शरणं प्रपन्ना वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम् वृन्दाष्टकं या शृणु यत् पठेद्वा वृन्दावनाधीशपा दबब्जभृङ्गा सप्राप्य वृन्दावन नित्या te kritartha vrinde namaste charanarvindam vrinde namaste charanarvindam Riva.
Shri Vrindayashtakam ki jai.
Jai.
So the questions for today are: first, how does Luki Kunda get its name?
Second, what does the name Kamyavan signify?
Third, which were the two places where the three prominent
Vaishnava deities.
Gaudiya Vaishnav deities stayed while moving to Jaipur?
Fourth, how did Ananga Manjari manifest in Sri Kamyavan?
Fifth, how did Vimal Kunda get its name?
Fantastic quiz questions, dearest Ananga Mohini Gopika. Thank you so very much.
So now let us open our lines for questions, comments, reflections, and realizations.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Such a beautiful narration of all the kundas. It's amazing how 84 kundas are in just one Kamyavan.
Yes.
You know, it is really can't imagine. And those bhajan, those devotees were singing in the Chaurasi Khamba. That was beautiful. You know, Shri Radha, Shri Radha Gopinath. That was beautiful. And especially that boy, you know, who is explaining about all the pillars and incarnations and the stories. That is really amazing. Little boy knows so much and so clearly explaining. It is really, really amazing. And of course, Vrinda Devi's picture is beautiful. Vrinda Devi, and we have taken such nice pictures. And these are Mahaprasadam from Vrinda Devi. So nice. You are so fortunate, Mataji. Really, you know. And her eyes are really, really so live. And looks like she's really looking at us, you know. And it is really amazing. Thank you again for enlightening us with the beautiful story and with the beautiful parikrama. Thank you again for taking us around with
yes. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
It's becoming so every day, day by day, it's becoming more nectarian and like to listen more and more.
Yeah.
It is so beautiful. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
for giving us this opportunity to share.
Besides 8.4 million yonis, is there any other significance for 84, Chaurasi, Khamba, Chaurasi Pand, and everything, Chaurasi? Anything?
But it is also said if you go around the 84 pillars, it's also similar to 84 kroshas of Vraja Mandal Parikrama. So if we are not able to do all the 84 kroshas of Vraja Mandal Parikrama, we can just go around the 84 pillars. That's also considered that.
And the main significance of the number 84 that is given in Sri Bhavishya Puran is that anyone who does this 84 kroshas or goes around the 84 khambas of Nanda Baba's palace where Krishna frolicked around, at that way they can get freed from the 84 lakh species of life.
Very good. Especially Ananga, Kana.
Kanai,
That was
Kanai, Rai.
That was right. Very good.
Ananga, Kanai, and Rai. Yeah, Rai is Radharani.
Right.
Beautiful name for Sri Radhe.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you,
Thank
Mata.
you.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Anjudi, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam. Sorry, in relation to the previous question, it was also said that in the 84 Khambas, Chaurasi Khamba.
Oh,
Pandavas actually resided here when they came here. So
In Kamyavan,
in
actually.
Kamyavan, they resided in the 84 Khambas. So their pastimes are also there in this place.
Yeah,
Chaurasi Khamba.
when they were, the 13 years of 12 years of exile and 13th year incognito, but 12 years of exile, for a little while the Pandavas were in Kamyavan, in this Chaurasi Khamba.
Yes. Sorry, go ahead, Mataji.
Hare
Manju.
Krishna,
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Danvat Pranam.
Okay.
The bhajan was so nectarian, so melodious. Like it took us to another level. And thanks for posting the lyrics so we could also like thoda sa gunguna liye. Oh God, there's something.
Especially if we can sing the last line, Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam.
Sharanarvindam.
That is wonderful.
Hare Krishna Di, can you hear us? Maybe she dropped off. I think there must be some problem. But we'll continue. Anyone else would like to speak till Anjali comes back?
Hare Krishna Mataji Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare
All
Krishna.
glories goes to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev.
Hare
And
Krishna.
thank you so much Mataji Prabhuji for a wonderful session and wonderful bhajan. Happy Diwali wishes to you again both.
Happy
Today is a
Diwali.
Diwali for you both. Yeah, so you came back seeing you happy in your home from devotee's home, right? Yeah.
It
So
was a
as
3.5
already
hours away. We had gone for some preaching programs there, Damodar programs there. And they had especially invited Prabhu for their Sunday program where they celebrated Govardhan Puja. So we were there. It was wonderful to be in the association of those fantastic devotees there. And yes, and this morning we came back here at 3.5 hours drive. We came back here.
you feel comfortable, Mataji Prabhuji, you're okay, right? You had traveled for long
Useful
journey.
by all of your mercy.
Krishna's and our Guru Mercy, Mataji Prabhuji. Because with their mercy, you are doing all the service in very sincere manner. Appreciate your, preaching service. And what can I say? That as Prabhuji already told, Krishna Prasanam Prabhuji. So the one whichever is you said, right? It's a very delightful to our ears, and especially the Vrinda Devi's eyes. Seriously, it is mesmerizing. It looks like real. And thank you so much for sharing that one, right? The saris, right? You offered, and then it was taken a picture, and written they gave to you, and that is also shown to our Guru Maharaj. That is wonderful, and yeah. We come to know that in Kamyavan also there's MadanMohan ji, Radha Govind ji, everybody is there, right? Before moving to Bhudev, I mean, out of Vrindavan. Yeah, that's very wonderful. And Janava Mata, my favorite part. Yeah, she's
Our
very
Gopinath
much.
just pulled her. Come here.
Yeah,
Ajao. Come back.
yeah. Whenever you whenever you say something to us for in personal, like for consoling us, I feel like you both are their servant. I feel because even she, for her, I mean, shown has mercy for a thief, right? He became a guru then, right, Mataji, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, such a merciful. Prabhupada says Nityananda Prabhu is more merciful than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but I feel like both of them, compared to both of them, Janava Madam is very merciful to all of us. Because she originated, right, this book distribution, and Gaura Purnima also she hosted with, along with Narottama Das Thakur, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, first time. So how to worship, how to do how to preach, everything she taught to all of us in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. So that I liked very much, which you both said today. It's very wonderful. And thank you so much for wonderful bhajan as well, and Japa tips and glories of Kartik. And I liked one more thing also, the Yashoda Kund. So how eager Maya was to see Kana. So even I feel a heart in the heart, right? Oh, so happy. Okay, just like that, she want to take bath and she's seeing Krishna, and she get released in her eyes. Yeah, we don't want to miss. Seriously, the same feel we also have that one. So we'll hold him in that tightly in our heart because we are saying giving the nectar to our ears daily. So we'll smaran that one always in our heart, and we'll hold up his lotus feet tightly. So we won't leave. Thank
Sure.
you. Thank you so much, Mataji
Thank you.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank
Dandavat
you.
Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam. Anjudi, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Jai Shri Radhe. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize my phone got switched off. My phone battery got, got over. I think so. It
Okay,
didn't get
okay.
charged properly at night.
No
And
problem.
I don't know. I just realized when I was talking to you, and then I just put it on charger. I'm
Acha, acha.
so
No
sorry.
problem. No problem. No problem at all. Please continue. Please continue.
Yeah. So as usual, like all these pastimes are so beautiful. And today the bhajan was so beautifully. You, Bhaiya and Bhabhi, you sung it, and it was very beautiful. And the pastime was also so nice. And the
I was
slides, I think
focusing.
they're so mesmerizing. Really, your hard work. I will say Sakshat Dandvat Pranam usko. I don't have words also to
We are
say
just the servant
and
of the
how
spirit
much
of
like and
guidance.
that Brijwasi boy you said. बस वहां पे तो भक्ति ही भक्ति है. I have also seen myself, these small children and everybody, they don't know, the knowledge is not there of anything, but only bhakti and Krishna and Radha prem is so much that is like beyond words. तो ऐसा लगता है कितना कुछ सीखना है उनसे. कोई छल नहीं, कोई कपट नहीं, कुछ नहीं, सिर्फ भक्ति है. And I just wanted to ask on this today you said the glories of Shri Kartik Maas.
Mhm.
That we have to visit the temple only, or we that our house temple is
Your
also temple
home,
of this.
your
Yeah, home.
your your home deities are also temple. That is also temple, so no problem.
Yeah, so because somebody was telling me, no, we should go every day to the temples and then do the deep dan,
Hmm.
and then only it is this. No, like I said, like I got our house temple is also the temple from where this
Yes,
starts. Like every day
yes,
visiting the temples and
absolutely.
offering. Yeah, and I have one more question
At
also
the
today.
same time,
Uh,
one thing that is there is that where the deities, like in the temple, at least sometimes we should go because the deities are installed and pran pratishtha is done by a pure devotee, and there are so many devotees who come there and offer their love. So it has that sacred space of a temple has a special vibration. Of course, the temple in our home also has that, but there it's much more because everyone is offering their love and their pranams there. So it has a special potency. Uh, at the same time, if you invite devotees at home, yatra gayanti mad bhakta, tatra tishtami narada. Krishna says, wherever my devotees sing together, that's where I am. So
Haribo.
if you also invite devotees to your home, that will also help. But of course, so there are different levels of temples.
Hmm.
Our home temple is one level, just like there is a mall which has everything. Then there is
Super center.
super centers which has not uh, all the things, but maybe something small. But and then there are convenience stores, Kinara stores. They also have things, but they don't have all the things that are there in the mall or in the. So our homes have are the temples, but then there is the dham. The dham has much more potency. The temples have more potency than the home, maybe a little lesser than the dham in terms of its intensity. And of course, in our home also we have all the availability, but not in that to that same extent. So it will help if we also go to the temple or on the dham and things
At
like
least for
that.
some days,
Yes.
some days during this month we can go.
But
So
the home temple is better than nothing.
Sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt you. Please
No,
continue.
it's okay. No, it's good. Yeah, sure that I understand. So if we have an opportunity, surely we visit. But if we don't,
Yes.
like, sometimes like because of
Yes.
some
Yes.
reasons,
Yes.
then it
Absolutely.
is, yeah. And then I just wanted to know, like, as we have always, you had only described when the routine of Sri Krishna when we were hearing in Bhagavatam,
Mm-hmm.
uh, that like after generally after 10:20 Krishna goes off to sleep. Yashoda Maya used to put him to sleep, and
Uh-huh.
then after 10 o'clock we should actually switch off the lights of a puja room and do the curtains and everything. But
Mm.
I have seen people like or heard and people practicing also, and even I think so I had also done it, that in on Diwali day or on this, so we leave light full night open of our altar, of our puja room.
Mm.
So or so we should do it or we should not do it.
On Diwali night, full night keeping open.
Yeah, because generally like heard from parents and everyone, like because Lakshmi ji aate hain to raat bhar
Uh-huh.
light khol go ghar ka light, like it should be open, the lights and even of the altar, and you should not draw the curtains. So like, so I just want to clarify it.
Well, see, there are many cultures, there are many kinds of beliefs, but of course, in the temple, that kind of standard is not followed because the Lord is put to rest at a particular time. The Lord wakes up at a particular time at the temple. And at home, yes, we can take some liberty. So, if that is the way we want to follow, that it is a family culture, that you want to keep the lights open, entire night so that it's like welcoming Lord Ramachandra or Lakshmi Devi, whatever, so but at least we can tell the Lord that I'm doing this, but if you want to, please do take rest. So everything is in our bhava. So if we can do that, at least that is better. We can say
Okay.
that because of the way things have been happening in our family, I would keep the lights open, but if you do feel like to take rest, please do take rest. You can say that way to the Lord if you
Yeah,
want.
but after, sorry, but after listening to that, like, now I don't feel like, keeping the lights open. So I switched off the lights and draw the curtains, and like, because I know that uh, obviously, हमारा भाव ये जैसे आपने बोला, but like, just for our bhav, why we have to like
Yeah.
the disturb. So
Well, we can maybe close the main altar,
Yeah.
but we can have
Lights.
a
Yeah.
main lights and the altar, but we can have a separate small place where we can keep the lights on if that's something which culturally you believe that. So the main altar can be closed, the main deities can take rest, but maybe like a Yashoda Damodar deity or photograph or something like that, we
You
can
can bring
keep
out.
lights,
Yeah.
we can bring out, and in a separate place keep the lights open near the temple. So then we get best of both the worlds in one sense.
Yeah.
We don't offend the main deities, but the photograph is also equal to the deities if we treat them that way. So we can have that also.
Yeah.
okay. Thank you so much for answering. I think so. It is only the bhava. So let them just take, because they are everywhere. They're inside us also. So it's okay. We just pray for them and they will just bless us for their this. So there's so, because you are also so right. There's so many customs, traditions, and so difficult. Sometimes it becomes to explain others. Because they are with
Yeah.
their beliefs, especially the elder people. So it becomes little thing. But I think so. What you said is right. That we can just. Uh, at least follow the main principles and then just do it.
Yeah.
Thank you
And
so much
you
for
know, if
explaining.
if the elders are insistent or if the family members are insistent, then we can have the second option also, instead of getting into some argument, philosophical debate and things like that.
Yeah, thank you so much for guiding us always and for this wonderful, wonderful Bridge Yatra, which We are really like blessed to have your association and other devotees association, and we are just having this Braj Parikrama with the comfort of our houses.
Hari
So
Bol.
blessed. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you
Hare
Thank
so much,
you.
Krishna.
Dee. Hare
Mm.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jai Jai Shri
Jai
Radhe.
Shri Radhe.
Yeah. Any other questions, comments?
हरे कृष्णा एची काला सुधा माता जी एची अद्वैत
Hare
चंद्र
Krishna.
प्रभु जी कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम शिल प्रभुपाद शिल गुरुदेव की जय गोपीनाथ की जय from childhood we enter in Shidam Vrindavan Dham Prabhu ji but still वो potency वो भाव पापा के साथ जाते थे पर when we enter Shidam Vrindavan Dham it's not virtual yatra Prabhu ji the Vrinda Devi's face Prabhu ji we never forget ऐसा लग रहा था कि हम श्रीधाम वृंदावन धाम में दर्शन ले रहे हैं एंड आपने जो प्रिपेयर यू प्रिपेयर ऑल द दर्शन दैट इज आल्सो लाइव एंड जानवा माता जी टेक अ रिस्पांसिबिलिटी ऑफ गौड़िया वैष्णवास एंड देन वो एंटर हो जाते हैं अनंग मंजरी में भगवान के साथ में एंड देन यू टेक भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी Darshan Mataji and Jaipataka Maharaji also you get take that skirt that Darshan Mataji and get Jaipataka Maharaj Darshan also the bhav also and Mataji Sri Vrindashtakam you sing so nicely the tears is not stop. Yes, Mataji, we take a vow that every day we will sing front of Vrinda Devi. Bhakti Devi Tulsi Maharani is a Bhakti Devi. So, Mataji, this year we have more than 36 Bhakti Devi Tulsi Maharani.
Hari
Still,
Bol.
14 Tulsi Maharani is there. Light deke
Jai.
rakha hai, Mataji. And
Yeah.
main thing that Prabhuji take care, my daughters take care of Bhakti Devi Tulsi Maharani.
Jai.
So, Mataji, and that Nanda Baba is sitting with little Krishna and Balram, and it's all the problems जो भी सभा में आते थे, तो उनके brothers के साथ and that Chaurasi Khamba Parikrama and Mataji, no words to your sincere seva. हरि हरि गौरांगा कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम शिल प्रभुपाद शिल गुरुदेव की जय श्री श्री राधा गोपीनाथ की जय भक्ति देवी श्रीमती श्री तुलसी महारानी की जय and that japa meditation mataji we have to meditate before start japa yes mataji koti koti dhanvat pranam hare krishna
Thank you, thank you, Mataji. We are so happy that you're joining us every day and giving us, blessing us with your association. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
your blessing is more important mataji not only me all the family members are hearing and we share with all the vaishnava and they also bless we get the blessing from them so all mercy of H.G. Advaitchandra Prabhuji and H.G. Kalasudha Mataji. One more, 1 second. Prabhuji, yesterday you sing so nicely that one, Sanatana, Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugo, Sri Jiva Gopalako. Equally like Mataji, you are Brijvasi. Pray for all of us.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you so much for your comments. Really means a lot.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Okay, if there are no other questions, comments, we'll continue tomorrow. The Vraja Mandal Parikrama 2.0, day 17.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Vancha
Prabhuji sing 2 line one day, Srimati Shishi one day Vrinda Devi's Ashtakam's last 2 line, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Gangeya Champeya
Tadidrinindi Rochi Prabhava Snapitatma Vrinde Bandhu Kabandhu Dyuti Divyavaso Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam.
Jai. Shri Vrinda Devi
की
ki
जय, अज्जी काला सुधा माते जी, अज्जी अद्वैत चंद्र प्रभु की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
Jai Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha
Kripa
Kripa Sindhubhya
Sindhubhya
Evacha
Patitanam
Patitanam
Pavanebhyo
Pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
Namo
Namo
Namaha
Namaha.
Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki
Jai
Jai
Srila Prabhupada ki
की
Jai
जय, माता जी प्रभु जी की जय, कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम। हरे कृष्ण।
Happy Deepavali, Mataji, Prabhuji.
Happy
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 Deepavali
Diwali.
Prabhuji
Day.
Mataji Hare Krishna
Day.